Haftorah, the prophet that we read tomorrow, says, Tzion b'mishpot tipode v'shoveho b'tztoko, Zion with justice shall be redeemed, and its captives through charity. What's the difference between being of Zion and being redeemed by justice and the captives by charity? Why divide it into two separate parts? It's not meant just for prosaic purposes. So the holy rabbis explain that Zion goes on the essence of the soul. And the essence of the soul is never changed and is never, ever captured. And the captives are the animal soul and the part of the soul that is engarbed within the body. They can be captured by animalistic behavior or by other physical limitations, but the soul itself is not really captured. The soul is in exile. What will be redeemed? What can redeem Zion, which goes on the essence of the soul? Only the study of Torah. And what can take the captives out of their captivity, the bondage primarily of the desires of the physical flesh? This comes through tzedakah, through giving charity. And the reason for it is as follows. The essence of the soul is never trapped in physicality. The essence of the soul only wants one thing, and that's God. And the essence of the soul loves things that are connected with God, loves other souls, loves to see everything according to God's will. The light of the soul, the thin light of the soul that becomes the consciousness and becomes the triggering mechanism for the body and the body's physical thought process, which is called the animal soul. These two things are captive. They're captured by our utilizing the physical over the many years, and because we are trapped by our own desires and by what we see around us and by what we think are our physical limitations. And in order to get out of that trap, a person must give tzedakah. And the reason is that the study of Torah is a revelation of God's will, a revelation of God himself, because God and his will are one. The very fact that God cares about the human being in whatever condition he might be and wants to instruct that human being to do the right thing, that connects to the soul and gives the soul not just hope, but connection and inspiration, so that the soul no longer feels that it's in exile, because God is with it. No matter where you are, you're with God. But the captives are your consciousness that sees the world around you and sees that there are people more powerful than you. If you've got a job, there's a boss over you. And if you're a boss, you've got all kinds of governmental problems, and you've got people over you, and you've got all kinds of difficulties and problems that you face on a daily basis. And you've got your own desires to deal with. All of these control you. They control the way you think. They control the way you feel. You feel trapped by them, that you cannot change them, and you have to deal with them as they are. And the truth is, you don't have to deal with things as they are, but as they should be. But how can you do that? How can you come to that perspective that you can actually, emotionally, be free of any outside influence, that you can do what you want in terms of freedom of choice. That comes from giving tzedakah, by giving charity, because you put your whole life into your money. When you put your whole life into your money, you are not supposed to, you're not supposed to be totally wrapped up in your money. When you put your life in your money, you are trapped in your money, because you've given your whole thought process and all your emotions into that money. And when you're willing to give up that money for somebody else, for some other cause other than your own pleasure, or even your own need, sharing with another human being, you're giving up your whole involvement, your whole passion, your whole energy, everything that you put into that, everything that you expected from that you've put into making that money, you're releasing it and giving it away to God. And that releases the bonds of your heart right here. That your heart is no longer trapped, and your mind is no longer trapped, and you feel free that you can do what you want. When a person can't part with his money because he thinks the money is his security, that's what's his, and this person is trapped by it. He's a slave to it. When a person can give money away, then he's a master over the money. Money does not rule him.